What's going on, my people? Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest news surrounding Chelsea in the past 24 to 48 hours. Of course, yesterday's emphatic victory, crucial victory, where we had to get the 3 points or it would have dented our top 4 hopes completely. We got the job done. The pressure was on. It was really going to test the players' mantle, the mentality, but we pulled through. Thomas Tuchel pulled through, another Thomas Tuchel masterclass. How that game ended 2-1 is baffling. We should have won that game comfortably, but in classic Chelsea fashion, we like to make things difficult. We should have won that game 3-4-0, but it is what it is. We got the 3 points. That was the main objective. We completed it, and now we can move on. We've got 2 more finals left. We've got Villa on Sunday, last game week of the Premier League season. We have to go and win there, and that secures us 3rd place. And then we've got the crucial Champions League final. We'll be seeing a lot of previews, match build-up reactions on this channel leading up to the Champions League final. But in today's video, I want to speak about one specific player that's been heavily linked with Chelsea, and that is Jadon Sancho. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash like, while subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, starting off with the biggest news story of this video, and that is in regards to Jadon Sancho, according to an exclusive article written by Daniel Cutts. Now, why am I mentioning the journalist's name? The journalist's name, Daniel Cutts. Now, he has actually got some links with Chelsea, and he's actually a tier 1 journalist in terms of Chelsea news. He's got a lot of good connections. He's quite credible when it comes to Chelsea news. He has actually got Chelsea news right in the past. So, again, take it with a pinch of salt, but there could be some credibility behind this. Now, he's stating that, according to an exclusive article, Chelsea are going to launch an £80 million bid for Manchester United target Jadon Sancho, with Thomas Tuchel being a huge admirer of the Borussia Dortmund star. The Blues are huge admirers of the England winger, but face a battle with Manchester United for his signature. The 21-year-old is set to quit Borussia Dortmund this summer and has his heart set on a return to the Premier League. Sancho was eyed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side last year, but his £117 million price tag proved too high. Sun Sport exclusive understands Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel is a huge fan of the Three Lions wideman. The German wants to focus on having a strong finish this season before eyeing transfers. The Stamford Bridge Chiefs are then expected to make serious moves for the former Man City Academy kid. Sancho is a boyhood Blues fan, and it is believed he wants to return to the UK to be closer to family and friends. The London-born ace hopes to be in England's Euro squad. Dortmund are banking on him having a good tournament to push his transfer fee up to around the £100 million mark. Now, in terms of context, Sancho, we were heavily linked with him last summer. Heavily. He was our number 1 priority. Kai Havertz was a target that the club put eye on him for a long time. He's a generational player. We got our hands on him when Bayern Munich and Real Madrid wanted him, and we decided not to opt for Jadon Sancho, which was understandable from a financial, from a logical point of view. You can improve your area and still sign generational talents like your Kai Havertz, for example. Now, the key thing here is Jadon Sancho's current contract ends in the summer of 2023. So he has exactly 2 years left on his current deal. So as he has 2 years left on his deal, this is Borussia Dortmund's last chance to cash in. They literally have to sell him now if they want to get top dollar for him. Because if they let him run down his contract, in January it's going to be 18 months, and at that point, that's when Sancho starts holding the negotiating power. Dortmund don't have much power, and Dortmund, they want to get most for their prize asset alongside Haaland, but I doubt Haaland will be leaving this summer. We'll have to wait and see. With Sancho, it looks very likely he will be leaving this summer. I'll be very, very surprised if Sancho is still a Dortmund player this time next season. Whether he ends up at Manchester United, whether he ends up at Chelsea, or whether he ends up anywhere else, I'll be very surprised. Because, as I said, he's not going to extend his current contract. Therefore, Dortmund are most likely going to want to sell him because they want to get the maximum amount for him as much as possible. With the Euros coming this summer as well, they're going to hope that his performances increase, that his performances are up to standard so they can boost his transfer value. Currently, it's about £80 million, which is what Chelsea are about to bid according to this exclusive article. But I don't think they'll get the job done. I think that Dortmund will be looking to get around the £100 million for him. Again, 2 years left on his contract. He's 21 years old. He's got world-class potential. He's been producing insane amounts of numbers. His end product is very high. He's got 15 goals and 15 assists for 2 consecutive seasons, which again is outstanding for the age that he is and what he's achieved in the Bundesliga. He's one of Dortmund's best players. He's agile, he's quick, he suits our system. Good dribbling, close control. He gives us another option. He offers another dimension to our current starting 11 as well. And I think Sancho would be a good fit. Now, from a financial and logical perspective, it doesn't make too much sense anymore. Yes, last season it did, because we had a transfer ban, we lost Eden Hazard, we lost Pedro, we lost Julian. It made perfect sense as well. We've still got some loanees to come back. We've got Giroud, Abraham on the books. Of course, Abraham, Giroud are highly likely to be leaving at the end of the season. But when you've got Havertz, Ziyech, Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, it doesn't. How are you going to fit Jadon Sancho in? Because if you spend that much money on Sancho, he will have to almost be a guaranteed starter. How can you keep Sancho, Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi all happy at the same time? It's really hard to keep that squad morale at a good standard. It's hard to keep everyone happy. And therefore, if we did sign Jadon Sancho, from a logical perspective, we would have to sell someone, whether that's a Hakim Ziyech, whether that's a Timo Werner. For me, that's unlikely. They've just arrived at the club last season, unless Thomas Tuchel desperately wants to get rid of him, which I don't see happening at this moment in time. So for Jadon Sancho to come in, someone would have to leave. I don't see that being realistic. Hence why I don't think Sancho will actually end up at Chelsea. Of course, he's been a long admirer of the club. He's a club target. The club, of course, are open to signing him. But you have to think finances and from a logical perspective here. If you sign Sancho, someone has to leave. And there's other positions we need to strengthen, whether that's a defensive midfielder, whether that's centre-back. The club are eyeing a world-class centre-forward on top of that. So, for me, the timing is really weird. I think he's more of an icing on the cake signing. He's more of a luxury signing after you sorted out your position you need to strengthen and bolster, whether that's centre-forward, centre-back, DM. Once you strengthen those positions, then you go for the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, which is Jadon Sancho in this case. So, for me, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's good to see that, again, the links from the journalist is promising because it's credible, it's reliable news. So personally for me, I don't see this deal happening, but in football you can never say never. If there's any more updates in regards to Jadon Sancho, of course, I'll give it on this channel. I'll be releasing it on this channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. But moving on to the final part of this video, and it is in regards to the internationals for the Euros 2021. Billy Gilmour has been called up by the Scottish international team, which is amazing news for him. He got back-to-back starts against Arsenal and Man City. Really promising for him. He's starting to get more game time under Thomas Tuchel. He's a promising young talent. I rate Billy Gilmour so highly in terms of the technical ability that he has. For me, he's one of Scotland's best ever youngsters. And for me, it's well deserved. Really happy for Billy Gilmour being called up by the Scottish international team. And then you've got Kai Havertz, Timo Werner and Tony Rudiger all being called up to the German national squad as well. Well deserved. Rudiger has been immense ever since Thomas Tuchel has walked through those doors at Cobham. Rudiger has been world class. Again, he got his deserved goal yesterday. His mentality that he's showing, his strength, his physicality, he's bonding with the fans again. He's got that connection, because under Lampard, he was gone. He was certainly out the door. And I think a lot of the fans wanted him gone as well, because he wasn't getting the game time. He wasn't playing. He was part of the dead wood, so to speak. So for Thomas Tuchel to come in and have the impact that he's had is tremendous news. I think Rudiger's been one of our best centre-backs, and he's been one of our best players since Thomas Tuchel's come in. So really happy for him. Hopefully he can kick on as well. It looks like we're going to offer him a new contract on top of that. So let's see what he brings next season, which is going to be huge. And then Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was injured yesterday. Less sources on Twitter and social media. Kai Havertz was injured yesterday, hence why he wasn't involved in the game against Leicester. He's got a hamstring issue. Not an injury, a hamstring issue. So, we've got the final in 10 days' time against Man City. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. Hopefully, of course, it's not going to be too long. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But again, hopefully he recovers in time. Thomas Tuchel said that it's going to be tight for Aston Villa, but of course, if it's going to be tight for Aston Villa, means that he should be 100% match fit, raring to go against Man City in the Champions League final. And N'Golo Kante picked up a bit of an injury yesterday. Again, it's going to be tight for him to make it for Aston Villa, but it was for precautionary measures. He got taken off, and fingers crossed he will be match fit and 100% ready and raring to go for the Man City game in the Champions League final. And Timo Werner, really good performance yesterday. This guy, man. He scores a goal that's handball. He scores a goal that's offside. He wins us a penalty, and he should have won us another penalty. This guy has been involved in everything, and you can tell by his mentality where he gets that confidence from the fans. The fans are backing him 24/7, which I love to see. I was so happy to see fans back at Stamford Bridge cheering the team on, cheering Timo Werner's name. He got that boost of confidence within him, and I'm really proud of him. Again, I think that he's going to have a massive season next year. Of course, he has his limitations. He's technically not the best, but in terms of what he has, you can use his strengths, you can hide his weaknesses. The pace, acceleration, where he can exploit the spaces. Again, if you give him the opportunities, he will start bearing goals. And I think that, again, he is not the most clinical, but it's something that he can work on. He's not in his prime yet. He's not the finished article. And I think that he still has a promising future at Chelsea, but he has to improve. I think that a pre-season under Thomas Tuchel is exactly what he needs. So good to see a very good performance and a good shifting from Timo Werner yesterday. But that is me wrapping up the news daily video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.